folks. Grab your drinks and hold on tight because today we are joined by true Upper East Side royalty, a toaster oven connoisseur, a self-proclaimed high-priced call girl, an international lifestyle brand. You know, many, mainly herself, have often referred to her as the Shakespeare of the group. She's partied with legends like Madonna and John Kennedy and, of course, Harry Dubin. Because let's face it, you can't have a legacy without Harry. She's a bulldog in the courtroom and isn't afraid to ask the hard-hitting questions like, what are you doing here without Dorinda? She's a philanthropist, an LGBTQ plus ally, the straw that stirs the drink, and the proud purveyor of historical treasures like the Morgan letters. A legend in her own right. There's nothing gray about her gardens. So let's all bow down and welcome to our completely dysfunctional courtroom, the one, the only Miss Sonja Morgan.
Hey.
How are you today, Miss Sonja?
Well, Ace, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I mean, I need to take you on tour for Sonja In Your City. You can expose me everywhere I go.
Sonja, honestly, you go out to lunch with people and I'll introduce you like that. It doesn't. Okay. Your everyday life, I'll be there to introduce you. Don't worry.
Well, you would be a great fluffer for the crowd. And I thought I was the best fluffer.
Oh,
by
Sonja.
the way, and he's very popular, in, probably in Phoenix because of his other podcast in particular.
Lord. Sonja,
here's the thing. Phoenix? Oh my God, I have a lot of friends there, so I am going there with my show. You should be the moderator.
I'm so excited about Phoenix.
Vote in the comments.
Now, Sonja, it has been a little bit since we've seen you on RHONY. Thank God for Crappy Lake, because what is Bravo without Sonja Morgan? It's just a waste of time, honestly. But what have you been up to? I know that you have sold the townhome. I know that you've moved to West Palm Beach. What is going on in Sonja's world?
You know, I remember when Dorinda had said this, and it's true, when you're not filming 5 months out of the year, and basically your life's on hold, it gives you so much more time to schedule other profitable gigs. I know Anna knows this. I've had more time. I just came back from Ireland doing Celebrity Name That Tune with Christian Siriano.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I'm very busy filming pilots.
Okay.
For a new show. But I want comedy. I really want comedy.
Oh, that's exciting.
Well,
it's just that you're naturally funny without trying.
Thank you. Ace, I basically have a little PTS from the show, because the girls would always pick on me, and I was always like, I didn't really drive storyline. I didn't really have it in me, to go after people, but I could defend myself when I got to the point, but that was a lot. I mean, I'll never forget some of the things that were said. So, and also when you do the show, Anna knows this, everyone's always looking for something on you. They want to have something to bring that's, scandalous. And I was always like, go ahead. Everyone already knows everything except about my daughter and my husband.
Yeah.
Right.
See,
you put it all out there. And, it's funny that you said about the 5 months, but it's more than 5 months, because before the 5 months, you're preparing for those 5 months. And after the 5 months, you're licking your wounds from the 5 months. And so it really consumes your life.
Yeah,
really
licking your wounds and running the tapes at night before you go to sleep, before it airs. And then getting ready for the promos. Doing the art.
I want to say this to you, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass, Sonja, but like, you really are a one of a, like, there's so many housewives where it's like, okay, we've seen that, we've been there, we've done that. I really do truly believe that you are kind of one of a kind in the way that you approached yourself on the show. One, you were always willing to laugh at yourself, which most of them are not. Everyone is so embarrassed about anything that they do. And I think that's what made everyone love you so much. But also, I think that you were always a good time. I don't ever remember like thinking like, God, Sonja is such like, she's so dark. She's so awful. Like you're just always fun.
We always have a great time.
Yes. Woo!
That was a cabaret.
Listen, you can't put you in a box. We can't. I think that nobody can put you in a box.
Toaster oven box, Anna.
No, absolutely not.
And there's a little bit of Sonja in all of us, or at least we wish there was. And
I wish there was a little bit of me in Sonja.
Most of the men I hang
Okay.
out with, don't say that because, they're gay, but
yeah,
Yeah.
she'll take you up on it.
Oh, for sure.
Sonja, he's a premature ejaculator, so you
It
won't
wouldn't
have
be.
much.
It wouldn't last long, but it
It
would
I
wouldn't.
had
be.
that
It would be
problem
like-
with someone, I won't say who, royalty that I dated. And that's how you learn how to, fluff it, how to get it back up.
Oh,
Oh.
we're not by chance talking about Prince Albert, are
Oh,
we?
I would never say.
Never. She'd never
But,
say.
a premature ejaculator is not a big problem.
Now, here's the thing: I'm so into this moment that I can't hold it back. That's just how it's gonna go. But Sonja, you're also on tour right now with Sonja in Your City tour. What can we expect from the show? What kind of things are we gonna see? Are we gonna see your tits?
Yeah, sometimes. But
Yes.
first of all, I don't show up like this. I have tons of hair all, done up. And you know how far our hair can go with a few curls and a good hairdresser. But also I have full on makeup and I wear these wonderful costumes and headdress and wings and boas and fans. And we've really taken it to a new level. At first, I came out, I had, 2 choreographed singers and dancers with myself. And I would do my typical sing-song skit like you saw on The Real Housewives of New York.
Yeah.
There's the door. Don't call me a sinner because I'm a winner. Stuff like that. I do that. But then we get into that Q&A and it has gone off the rails because the things people
Right.
are comfortable asking me.
Yeah.
And
I
you're
will answer.
comfortable responding, right? You're comfortable responding.
No problem. I remember Joan Rivers says 18 years old, I had to get a license and I had to stay within the lines and do everything correctly. She goes, now I have a license to kill. At this point in my life, I raised my daughter. She graduated summa cum laude from UPenn. She didn't go to Harvard. She didn't go to Yale. She chose to go to UPenn. And she didn't go to Groton. She didn't, she went to Taft. She made all her own decisions. And she's not working at Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan. She's in Hollywood working in finance in the motion picture business. So I'm very proud, very proud.
Can I say something though, Sonja? Like, your daughter is a spitting image of you, and she is so incredibly gorgeous.
Yeah, she's a classic beauty. She really is. What a beautiful girl.
That's a huge compliment because, when I was her age, she's 24 now, I was very elegant. I wore hats and matching gloves for the ribbon and, my bags and everything, always very proper. And, I did marry into the JP Morgan family. And, the Morgans don't marry you because you're good looking. They really want someone that knows their way around and society and how to raise money and philanthropy and all of that. The only thing was, when I lost my husband, which Dorinda would say he didn't die, but when I lost him, there was a big gap between just being me, kind of, very similar background to my husband, except not the money. So and the notoriety, but how to raise my daughter as a Morgan. Yeah. That was a challenge because I didn't grow up that way. I went to FIT for marketing. It was a 4-year degree. So did Ramona, by the way. That wasn't easy. Only 50 people were in our class at that time. Now they have so many students, but I kind of did it my way also.
I can't imagine the pressure one would feel to have to raise a Morgan child. Like it feels like you have to watch every single thing. And I feel like that's obviously why she wasn't on RHONY, because it's like she can't be under any more of a microscope than she already is.
I can't believe you just said that. People would just be like, why isn't she on? And they say my husband didn't want her. That's not true. She had a decision, and Teresa Giudici, or I always say her name in the Italian way, Teresa, she has a daughter the same birthday as mine, 10-4. And that's the one child that does not want to be on television, doesn't want to be public. Our children are Libras. They like to keep the peace. They're the ambassadors. They like good food, good vibes, good people. So
my
she
daughters
never
are both
wanted to be on.
Libra,
She
and they
is
don't like any of that stuff.
exactly. And
Yeah,
she was
they
always
don't.
reading a book, and they're beautiful, our daughters, but they're classic beauties and, intellectuals, I'd say, because they really think things through. Anyhow, it was really hard. We've lost a couple of Morgans recently, even though my daughter's been saying for years the Morgans drop like flies. So because they're all
Like the
older.
Vanderbilts too.
Exactly. I went. You
Yeah.
go to the New York Yacht Club. You go to the Metropolitan Club. You go to Ann Morgan's club. The first women's club is uh. Oh my God, I'm blanking. Oh my God, the Colony Club. Right.
Okay.
Okay. You go to these clubs and everybody's name is a member. They put the top 100 members who's been there. And then the top 3 names at the yacht club are 3 Morgans. And you go down another one. And 5th name is a Morgan. And we just dropped 2 more names off there. So that's
Wow.
haunting to me and to my daughter because that's our connection to how to live the life as a Morgan. So hanging out with people like Josh Flagg, Michael Lorber, me having been a model since 12 years old at Studio 54 and just getting used to people who would want to be me, not just for my pussy, but, they wanted to be with me to meet everyone I knew.
Right.
But here's the thing.
Anna, you were very, growing up, we were the girls that were invited. We knew people. We connected people.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that. So some of my fellow housewives out there, they didn't know anyone until they got on the show.
Oh, right.
And then dealing with that, being in a fishbowl is a lot. So you do see some of these housewives not handling it well.
Let me say this, Sonja. I want you to understand this about yourself. Is it maybe at one point it was that people wanted to know you to have your connections, but I feel like people want to know you for you, and we don't need to go past that. I feel like you're a fucking legend, and you don't. I'm not interested in who you know. I'm only interested in knowing you.
I can't believe this. When I book my show, Sonja In Your City, I go to all these different cities and then we have to prep the show, right, Annie? You're going to show up for an appearance. They ask you, what do you need? I need 2 mics, 2 chairs, and, a table, hopefully, and some flowers. But I'll take an artificial plant. Whatever. I don't need much. I don't need change of costumes. I don't need to say something about the show. Nobody's asking about the show. You guys, we've been here how long? We've been 16 minutes. There's nothing we've talked about. That's the show. So I really enjoy my followers who buy these tickets. By the end of the day, they add up to like $300 when you do the meet and greets, right, for 2 people. So they're always asking, how do you do it? You're a feeling person. You're an empath. And then I have my nurses stand up. I have my firemen stand up and teachers because, I support children, number 1, artists, LGBTQ, and of course, our vulnerable animals. So, it's just, that's the crowd I have. And if you look at my socials, I don't have haters. I get once in a while someone saying, well, not anymore. Now that they've watched the show over and over and over, it all comes out in the wash. I say, I don't have them anymore, but I used to have, oh, no wonder Morgan left you, which isn't true. He didn't leave me. And, oh, your daughter must be proud of you, which isn't true. She knows everything I do is for her. And she said, I'm a pop culture icon. So my daughter has self-esteem. I'm happy.
Absolutely. I feel like, Sonja, I can't imagine anyone hating you, but you're also nobody if people don't hate you, So I think
my co-stars hate me sometimes because I'm so annoying.
No, absolutely not. Fuck them. They're all stupid if they think that. If anyone hates you, they're wrong. Now, Sonja, we are going to play a game with you. In preparation for your Sonja In City tour, we want to make sure that people know. We want to go back to some of your history. And so what we're going to play is a game called Sonja on the Stand. And we are going to give you different cases that have been brought forward on our reality court docket. And we want you to give us your verdict. Now, some of these cases are against you. Some of these cases are you against others. And then some of these are just, they don't involve you, but we want your unsolicited opinion,
Okay, cool.
All right, so number 1, and the most important one that we have on our docket is Bravo versus v Bravo. what the hell? We were told we were getting RHONY legacy. It was taken away from us. I'm sorry, but I would like to file charges that Bravo's absolutely guilty for ruining everything that we were looking forward to in life. Where do you stand on this?
People were so excited for that because they knew it was going to be a sort of reboot, but just the best of the OGs, if you think about it that way. And they were kind of already upset with the last season because of everything, the politics, the timing, COVID, restrictions on filming. They were excited to have just their OGs extracted and put together in a new form.
Yes.
It's like the rug was pulled out from not only you guys, but us. We always counted on, you never, Anna, when you go to bed, you just don't know if you're going to be on another season. But the New York Housewives were ballsy. We always knew we were going to be viable, intellectual content.
Yeah, you guys were in a class by yourselves. You really were.
All our producers.
And it shows. Look at RHONY now. Everybody's like, it sucks.
And it doesn't make me happy to hear that for those girls, because I know how hard it is to keep your head above water. But no, that was a shock to me because all our producers, when they would come on board on the ground, they'd say, you girls are like self-produced. You don't have to tell us, oh, we'll help you get seats at, New York Fashion Week, or do you have a party coming up? We always had real shit, real drama in our lives.
Right.
Dealing with it and having a solution.
The rumor out there is that Jill Zarin kind of fucked this deal up. Is this the truth?
I just posted Jill Zarin, by the way, last night. Do you know, she's my girlfriend. We're both Sagittarius. We were the original cast members for New York Housewives. They came to us first, two fiery signs. And then I bailed out. I came back season 3. But, she really screwed it up because she thought she should get paid the same as me, Ramona, and Lou. But you haven't been on TV for 7 years. It's
right.
No, that doesn't make any sense. And even Bethenny, when she did her spinoff, she didn't get paid the same as she was being paid for Real Housewives in New York.
Right.
Bethenny Ever After was a new thing that you're going to take a chance on. And the producers need to know that they're going to break even at least. Right?
Yeah. And listen, there's ancillary income streams from other things when you're on a show like that. She didn't think it through.
Oh, my God. Hello, anyone home?
Yeah.
She could have sold some more rugs. It's like,
and candles and shit.
No, I know she sells more than rugs, but I just think that's always fun because you always think of Zarin as rugs. No, I know, and it would have been such a good thing for all of us to continue. I was doing, cool sculpting, Fiber One, Activated You, all these major campaigns, right? And then including girlfriends at the end for a couple dollars. It was just a great way. And then a way to get my philanthropy out there and continue to support my daughter and the lifestyle she deserves. She's not entitled, but, it's all relative, PSTD, So anyhow, I really was very upset. Luann was very hurt. And she just went full on with the cabaret. I went full on with my Sonja In Your City comedy tour, which you probably don't know. I was doing the cabaret on the show, right?
Yes.
I showed you that in the sing-song skits, and I've been writing all along the book. But I did do the Sonja In Your City, but they didn't film it. They did drop in before COVID, and they had a couple of co-stars come and map, they came the producers and they to see if they wanted to put it on next season. And the next season never happened. So my show airs over and over and over, and there's no mention of Sonja In the City. There's Century 21, which went bankrupt, right?
Those bastards.
Jesus, there's a toaster oven that went, the guy retired. There's my Sonja Morgan New York collection, which my partner went bankrupt. Now, Anna, my collection is amazing. You cannot Google online for one piece of Sonja by Sonja Morgan New York. Nothing out there to grab on eBay. That stuff is so good. People keep it.
Great. Yeah.
It's really good. Fits well. What's going? I took all my hair pieces out, and I didn't brush my hair.
I
wanted
think you
great.
look great.
So do
Honestly.
you, Ace.
Oh, thank you. You know
You
what?
look
I
natural and
appreciate
young.
that.
I'm a giver. I mean, ever since I heard you have premature ejaculation, being a healer,
It does.
Yes.
It's 3 pumps. He says it's 3 pumps.
3 pumps
Usually.
and it's over. I know a guy that couldn't even get a zipper down, but that's all right. It's not me.
Maybe by the end of this, I will have come in my pants. Now, why didn't they just cut Jill Zarin out of the deal then? We didn't need her.
Okay, so who's left? You have me,
Mhm.
Luann, and Dorinda, right?
And Ramona.
No, Ramona wasn't going to do it. Remember, she's dating a guy. Seriously. Do
Oh,
you
she
remember?
wasn't going to be in it?
Do you remember Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip where
Yes.
Demure started?
Yes.
That was Ramona. It used to be Remotional in the dictionary. Now there's a picture of Ramona next to Demure. Way to fuck a club up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Me and Ramona, hashtag Ramona, is like the anomaly. People they always thought I'd come on the show and be with the Countess. I'm Lady Morgan. It was always me and Ramona sharing the room.
Yeah.
Two peas in a pod, which people really related to, because even when you see me and Luann in Crappy Lake, it's Mutt and Jeff. It's the odd couple.
Yeah.
You remember the odd couple? You're too young, Ace. The odd couple was Felix Unger, and then the other,
Yeah, Felix and
who
the other, and Oscar,
Oscar. I'm the messy one.
Yeah.
And she's the one like, do my earring show. I'm like, I don't even have 2 earrings on. I have 1 eyelash and 1 earring. It's just like,
But that's what makes you so relatable.
So I think charges will be filed against Jill Zarin, also Bravo, for fucking this up, because we're all upset by it.
Oh, I'm charging against Bravo. I got no problem saying that, because they should have reinvented something for us. We could have put something together with other OGs. And you don't have to pay us like you were paying us after 8 years on each of these franchises. That's what happens to newscasters. They get up to like 5-6 million. Why'd they let my favorite newscaster go by? Well, if it ain't the money, it's always the money. So now you can throw rotating casts, into all these shows. The Bachelor, Traders. They've asked me to be on Traders 3 times. It's just like 6 weeks. I have to do my cameos. I'm number 1 on the bravolebrity list, if not 2 sometimes. And then on the worldwide, I'm always in the top 7. I can't be over there with no phone. Can you imagine? That's my income.
No.
Well, you know what? I do think that if you went on Traders, you would be amazing. Also, what you could do, Sonja, though, is make yourself get voted off the first week. So you got the publicity from it, and then you get out of there, and then you're back to your cameos.
And free promo pictures, which I need.
And you get paid anyway.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, you only get paid by the week.
Oh. And I got to say.
Guys, how do some of these, I heard Dorinda, I don't know anything. I don't watch my own show. So I heard Dorinda got kicked off week 1. That's shocking to me, because if there was ever listen, she called me the Holland Tunnel. clap. If there was ever someone that should stay to the end and kill people, I guess you get found out too soon, though, right?
The problem nobody on the show cares if you're going to make good TV. They only just want to get rid of you for whatever. I'm like, but producers need to step in and say, hey, we're not cutting Dorinda because she's going to be great TV. Let's cut Robin Dixon, who's given us absolutely nothing. We forget that she's there.
Maybe that's the trick.
The other one from Dubai.
That's the trick on staying on Housewives. Just keep your head down. Which Radzwill could have learned from. But there was something I was thinking about on that show with Dorinda. Oh, Worst Cooks of America. I was on there with Johnny Bananas, and we formed a They didn't keep me on just because I had amazing chemistry and was like straddling, the comedian who does Townhouse Titties. She's on Netflix now with they didn't keep me on just because me and Johnny were crazy together. I set the whole kitchen on fire, and that was an accident.
You don't even have to try to be good TV. All right, we have another lawsuit we want to get into. Now, this one has been brought forward by the Benton Hotel versus Sonja Morgan and also Billy Reichard. for destroying your motel room during your rendezvous together. They're trying to file charges against you, and I need to know, a night in Sonja, a night with Sonja. What is all happening on that night? Because you woke up and you were feeling good.
Yeah, and the third thing, a night at the Benton Hotel, so they should be paying me.
That's right.
Okay. The fact that you can get laid in that room, everyone checks that room. Like, Luann's room is pretty and pink, but mine, you're going to get slammed.
Yes.
Sometimes you want to get smashed, but sometimes you just want to get pounded. And I was talking to somebody at my church the other day at the tea time after we did our Hail Marys, and they're just like, what was it like down there? I go, why am I chasing all these metrosexuals with the Hermes Pouchettes?
Oh, yeah, I hate that. I can't.
And the boxer shorts. What was I thinking? And then I was called out on my show, talk about a trial here, saying I don't prefer tattoos. It's not a deal breaker for a one-night stand, but normally I wouldn't marry a guy that was into tattoos. Oh my God, people were outraged. Well, that guy down south had a huge tattoo on his back, but doggy style, blah, blah, blah. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But then when I came back upstate, I was out in Amagansett renting a cottage, out where Andy lives and Sarah Jessica Parker. I could walk to the beach. Notice all the SEO I'm dropping. From Joan Rivers to, so anyhow, I'm out there and I see this guy and and he had a tattoo and I was like, who the fuck cares? Check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I laid for a year and a half, like real laid.
Oh,
real laid.
Sonja, what is your favorite position? Is it doggy style?
Oh God, no. I mean, I'll do doggy style, but basically I'll just end up down with the remote. But I am a fabulous bottom because, as I said, Morgan didn't marry me for my legs. Okay, I have amazing pussy. You check in, Ace. Be careful.
Okay.
You can't check out.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Everyone thought all these guys were staying for the townhouse and the breakfast I serve. It's not. So I have a fabulous sex life to this day. But the thing is, I am a bottom. Some people say I'm over the top, but I'm a lazy bottom.
You're a pillow princess.
Right. But you don't just lay there, clearly.
No, I got all the other stuff. No, I got it all going on. But you can't just lay there. I mean, things are happening.
I know.
It's exciting, but I do remember for like 4 years often I was dating this New York Ranger, off and on just because he's from Canada and he was living in New York when he was on the New York Rangers. My mother thought he was a firefighter, but whatever. So he goes, baby, get on top. But I guess at that time I was in my 50s and he's in his 20s. I'm like, no, honey.
Oh.
No. Lady Mama Sonja does not get on top. You're the one in your 20s. Okay.
We look better laying back because our face looks all, when you're on top, shit sags more.
Whoa,
Yeah,
you're
and
talking about
also the
Sonja
belly.
Morgan. Sonja
belly,
Morgan
huh?
can be on top, sideways, left, right, center. She's
I'm
going to
just
look
saying,
great.
We look better lying back.
All
I
right,
can't believe you said that. You know what? I had a lover also in his 20s, 26, a little older. He always did that sideways thing.
Side saddle.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had it since. I mean, when you go sideways and the guy's coming that way, I mean, you both can do whatever you want. Like Scissor Sisters, I guess. I don't know. But with a man.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that we're going to throw this one out. I think Benton Motel I think we're going to counter-sue and say, listen, you got free publicity. We can go smash in the Sonja Morgan room, get our socks rocked or whatever, and fuck them.
Your
They're
socks
wrong.
rocked off,
bet-
and
I
you
bet
owe
they
me
have
a
a
commission.
plaque.
What'd you say, Anna?
I bet they have a plaque now, and they're
Oh.
benefiting from the fact that you stayed in that room.
Well,
Yes.
they took down Lincoln Slept Here, and they put Sonja Morgan Slept Here.
Hell yeah.
No, you're right. They owe me commissions. They built
right.
a new
Yeah, they
hotel next door. Everything built on our visit there.
All right, we're going to counter-sue them. Now we're moving on to another one on the docket. This is Skinnygirl LLC versus Tipsy Girl Prosecco. Bethenny claiming that Tipsy Girl was a cheater brand. But we do have a witness who has come forward, one Ramona singer who said, You know what, Bethenny? You don't support women. And so for that, I think Skinnygirl is wrong.
Oh,
She
Skinny
was
Girl is
wrong in my eyes. And, you know, the fact that we both came through that and are still friends is a testament to, you know, our friendship together. We really do care about each other. And I think that's why she was so mad and I was so broken up. But by the way, I was watching something the other day. Anna, you see this all the time. There's the skinny Italian. There's the skinny Latina that just came out. Everybody, that's you, right? Because I was
That's
checking
me.
out what you're doing recently. Everybody uses skinny. She doesn't own the word skinny.
Yeah.
Don't
In
get
2013, in 2013, it was the most trademarked word. You can't trademark skinny, but skinny and something else was trademarked more than any other thing. So
Yeah, you trademarked.
yeah, but I'm
so-
saying like she wanted to trademark the word skinny and she couldn't. And there was a trademark before her, Skinny Cocktails,
Yeah.
which is like something you add. So that cheater brand, I think she's relaxed since then about that.
Oh, she really has, because we got through it. But probably people have spoken to her over the years. But my lawyer was just like, if you can't trademark it, then maybe it's a cheater brand. But if you can trademark it. So
Right.
when you Google skinny ice cream comes up, skinny everything, right? When you Google Tipsy, Sonja Morgan comes up. That's
Hell yeah.
my brand.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tipsy Girl is me. She's not a tipsy girl. I am. I mean, I ripped a cufflink off a guy's shirt at her party. I am the tipsy girl.
With your teeth?
Yeah, I chipped this tooth. That was a whole saga. I couldn't keep my teeth in my face.
That tooth kept coming out.
I had to keep putting it back in, and you know,
Fix a dent.
Yeah, whatever. I had to polydent it in for a while.
I like the Tipsy Girl. I think you should consider doing that.
Well, I
still.
have Sonia Sangria now, which is really doing well. It's in
that's right,
Canada
that's
and
right.
the US. You can get it shipped anywhere, which of course then it's more expensive, but it's in stores like on Long Island. I have my show coming up at the Paramount, which is epic. I'm being called back there, which I guess I've arrived. I guess I'm doing okay, because I'm also being called back to the Wellmont Theater, which is in New Jersey. It's huge in Montclair. That's 10 minutes from New York. I'll have my Tipsy Girl. I'll have my Sonia Sangria there for samples. And when people do the meet and greet, they love that. We'll do photos with the bottle. I'll sign the bottle for them. It's fun. I love this sangria. It's white and red.
Nice.
Now, so I for this, I'm going to say that you are innocent. These charges will be dropped. You're completely free. But, you know, speaking
Thank
of...
you, Ace. Thank you.
Of course, baby girl. I got your back. But here's the thing. I know that you've got the Sonia Sangria out there. People are taking pictures with it. I honestly think, Sonja, you know what we do? I think that, like Farrah Abraham, you put a mold out there of your vagina. Call it the Holland Tunnel if need be. But I say people will buy that up.
Well, it doesn't resemble the Holland.
No, not at all. But it's just the branding.
Yeah,
I think you should sell a mold of it. I think you should
a mold of it.
Create a mold, and then, you know, plaster of Paris, whatever it could be, ceramic, and sign them and decorate them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have Brito do one, and you can have different celebrities do them. I'm telling you.
Oh, I love Brito.
There's something there.
Sonia's woohoo. Hoo-hoo.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that.
I got banned on TikTok for that. Josh Flagg and I are best friends, right?
Yes.
Everything from taking a bath, we sleep together and everything. We're very close. Anyhow, he asked me if on OnlyFans, what do I do on there? And I'm like, well, people want to pay to see my feet, but $500 to see my feet, I don't think it's worth it, because I might be attracting a weirdo. Because, you know, some serial killers, they take home your head. I don't want someone to kill me for my feet. So I was just like, I'm not going to promote my feet. And then he said, what about your hoo-ha? And I go, oh, well, that, you know. So I tweeted that video. He didn't get kicked off. I got kicked off because I did #OnlyFans.
Oh, bastards.
Because don't you watch Hulu? It's not a sex workers venue anymore. It's more than
Yeah.
just sex workers. Right after I signed up, Cardi B went on. She's charging $500 to $1,000 for 20 seconds behind the scenes when she's making a record. I'm getting $20 for behind the scenes to get my makeup brands instead of stealing them off my, off my socials. You know,
Right.
tag someone, then everybody goes and says, "Hi, I'm a friend of Sonja's. Can I come to your spa? Can I have your lipstick?" And then when I call them, they're out of stock.
Oh, those bastards.
Oh,
Everyone's
crazy.
cheating from you. Now, another one
Can
that's
we
come forward.
countersue them? We're going to
Absolutely. I say countersue anyone who's ever done Sonja Morgan wrong.
I don't think I'm going to do the vagina sculpture. I'm just not.
That's okay. You know,
Because I have to go against brand with the elegance a little bit. Because
Yes.
live and on the show, that's all who I am. So
Right.
my brand is more elegant. I try to be more like Chanel. Like, you do all that fucking stuff, the 3-ways or whatever you want, you know. But
you know what? Actually, you're so right, because then it's going to ruin the experience when we get the real thing, you know? And I think
yeah, because you'll be at home, sticking your thing in the
Yeah.
sculpture. Then by the time I see you, you're not going to be premature ejaculating because you'll know it inside out.
No.
And then I don't get to do my thing.
Right. No.
He'll prep himself. He'll prep.
Yes.
He'll rub one off before. Oh, you don't. Well, no.
Yeah, dry rub
whatever.
one out before you see me.
I can do that for sure. I do that about every day. So I got that under control.
Because we know you don't have to take off your pants or anything. I'm going to fluff up my hair for the 15th time. You know, I always notice on the show, like, they said I'm elegant but chaotic. I Googled something about me. That's pretty much true.
I like that.
Elegant chaotic is perfect branding for you. Now, I want you to weigh in on this one. This is a double suit. We have de Lesseps versus D'Agostino for Tom being a cheater. And then we have another suit that is the entire world versus Luann de Lesseps for shoving Tom down our throat so much. Where do you stand on these two suits?
First of all, I haven't seen any haters coming out of my cases, but the law is the law, right?
Mhm.
We are following the evidence.
Yes.
Now we're going to get to Luann and Tom. Luann was living with me, and I was seeing Tom in October, and the end of October when she was living with me, right? I cranked up the heat for her. You know, she used my bathtub. We're good friends. Next, she's announcing she's getting engaged. Okay, and then the sleeper hit for Tom is it's Tom. Okay, then the wedding. I mean, that was crazy. So I win on that one. She met him at Boutique, or however you said it, Boutique. When I was at, in between filming, I don't drink. So I was there. I left. I remember turning around, looking at the room, and I left at 9. Because when you're not drinking, you can't really hang out with people that are shit-faced. So I left, and I saw her sitting on the couch with Radziwill and Tom. And my psychic, who filled me in later. So anyhow.
Wow.
So that one.
I didn't know. I don't remember that.
Well, it wasn't filmed.
By the way, do you ever bump into Tom and Danielle Rawlings and
Yes.
Palm Beach?
I'm still friends with Tom. Isn't that funny? And of course, I'm still friends with Luann. I told her right up front, I'll always be your friend. And I'm just going to side you on this. If you want to go down that runway and steamroll everybody in your path, I support you. Because a lot of women, especially at my age with kids and divorce, you learn that your girlfriends are always there for you. We're not perfect, but unless your girlfriend sleeps with your husband, now that's another thing.
Yes.
But, just her serendipitously, because she didn't really know how involved I was with Tom, and Tom lied to her about how much, because we weren't committed.
Right.
I wouldn't call him a friend with benefits, but, he was a charity fuck sometimes, So.
And you are a philanthropist. You do those things. You take care of the community.
It's a social service, Even Tom deserves it.
What did you say?
I feel like
I'm a call girl for high. What'd you say? Opening credits were shocking.
Yeah, you were what is it? Self-proclaimed high-priced call girl is what you said on the show.
I think that might be another housewife, because I really never got paid except and gifts. Like, I don't accept gifts. I think from my husband, and then of course I would be red-faced and have diarrhea for 3 days because I can't really accept gifts well. But I would say the only one was the Billy Richard, when he got up and he put his jeans on. The change fell out of his jeans, and he left it for me. And he didn't ask for it back, So,
I mean, you're always putting others first. And that's what we love about you, Sonja. So, I think that everyone involved in the whole Tom and Luann is guilty, but we've moved past it. And so I don't think we need to necessarily throw anyone in jail, but we're done.
Well, Luann already went to jail, but the thing is, we enabled her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're all guilty.
Okay.
And he met her through me, and she met him
Yeah.
through me. So we are all guilty on that one. And Luann just shoving it in our face. Oh, please don't make it about Tom. It's not Tom. I love Tom, but you don't. I'm marrying Tom. She did put us through hell. So it's kind of
She
close.
wanted that. Yeah.
She
For
wanted
her,
it
I
so
think.
bad.
Yes, because the lifestyle that Tom has right now, that whole kind of East Coast on his boat and going to all the different, Nantucket and whatever. And she would love to be part of that. But I think she would have been bored to tears too. So I think that he belongs exactly where he's at with the Firestone, whatever.
Brim and Firestone. Brim and Firestone.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? No, that's the whole thing. I'm not looking for that. I had the yacht. I had the private plane. I had the private island. I had the 20,000 square foot house next to Tom Cruise and the Fords. And it's exhausting. You have to entertain. Yeah. You always have to be on point. With my husband, not so much as when I, dated royalty, but
that's why Ace doesn't want it.
And well, actually, I do have it, and I totally resonate with that. I understand what it's like to just it's constant, right, to be rich and beautiful and famous, and it's just like, please, I just want to be a normal person every now and again.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very hard to always have to show up and say the right thing, wear the right thing.
To be on. Oh, it's the worst.
It's exhausting. And thank you, Anna, for showing up looking gorgeous and coiffed. Me.
Okay, Sonja, we have another one that's filed against you. This is from Heather Holla Thompson. She is suing you for the toaster oven photo shoot that she claims basically that she did everything for you. And as your counsel, I'm going to say that she's absolutely wrong, and she is guilty of being annoying while you were doing your work.
Total fraud.
Total fraud.
I'm going to claim fraud, countersuit. I built the brand. I had a brand way before her. I was not a hanger shuffler in the garment center claiming to be an owner. When I know the owners, I know them down in Palm Beach, and they're just like, she doesn't own it. In fact, they let her go, right? Yeah. Is that slander?
Nah, you're fine.
No. You better cut the
Just
part
say
out.
allegedly a lot. Just
say
she
allegedly. Might be an owner, 1%. Who knows? Commissions on sales will make you an owner, right?
I find her guilty of using holla because nobody's used that since 1980. Like, it's time to move on.
Okay, let's go back. Let's start from scratch. I say fraud with Heather. I showed up at 5 a.m, bleeding profusely, as some women do at certain points in their life, which I took care of with acupuncture, by the way, if anyone is suffering from that. Caesar,
I am.
I made a gay man gayer. He had to come in the bathroom and get me together. I brought the toaster. I brought the brand that I had built forever. She did not build a brand of whatever she was advising me on in the garment center, because that wasn't the relative experience. And then she brought me a guy that, they were totally off base with the naked guy. That doesn't sell toaster ovens. Sonja sells toaster ovens because I tell the truth. I know how to cook in one. It's familiar to people. It's a bit strange and it's sexy. You got it all with the toaster oven. So anyhow, that was totally unfair to put me down in my business acumen, because we'll see where you end up, Aviva.
Yeah.
Who I love Aviva.
Because she had that was her whole personality was that. That's all she had. So she had to capitalize on that in that moment. But
I think you should have just put the toaster ovens over your tits and pussy and called it a day. Yes.
Or a toaster oven. Yeah.
I showed up, Anna, at the reunion. A fan did the logo for me. Much better. Hers was like a Times Roman, right?
Yes.
There was nothing that logo.
Helvetica.
The fan came up with the large J, sexy J, because at that point in my career, if you Googled Sonja, if you put an I or a Y, you might not find me. Now you can put an I, a Y, or whatever, but Sonja with a sexy J, that, I don't want to say fan, that contemporary that watched my show nailed it, and it's still being used to this day. every cameo, they say Sonja with a sexy J. And thanks to Luann, I became Sonjarita.
Sonja
Did you
Rita,
see
that's
that, Ace,
great.
when I drank the margarita straight from the pitcher?
Oh, hell yeah. Girl, I mean, we have seen every orifice of your body on television. And I thank
my
you. I thank you for your service.
Well, you
Let
never
me
know. That's
tell you.
inspo. It's inspo for people, especially of my age, divorced. You don't just say, oh, put it on a shelf and let it dry up. You don't. Life goes.
No, keep it wet. Absolutely.
I was the first to go naked on the show, the first to talk about the sex, the first to bring on a young boyfriend, the first to get drunk out of her mind and fall down. I mean, there were so many firsts.
And you should be proud of that.
I
You know,
don't need
listen, the sexy J, you were crawling around the boat. You almost killed yourself falling out, climbing into a float. You flashed people. I mean, if we wanted to watch something other than that, we'd watch, I don't know, Dateline. Like,
Yeah.
this is why we tune into Bravo.
That's right.
It's true. I still had those diapers until I sold the townhouse. I had an extra set of purple and black diapers because in Colombia you could only get white. So I had my designer diapers in my basement because you never know. You don't know if it's going to be the wheelchair or the diapers first. You just don't know.
I don't think either of those are coming for you anytime soon. Don't you worry.
No, I think you have time.
Now, this last one, we really want to hear your thoughts on Bethenny Frankel versus NBC Universal. And this is an actual lawsuit. We've got the reality reckoning. How do you feel about this, Sonja?
I'm doing the monkey. The monkey.
She's pleading the fifth. Oh.
Okay, Bethany and I, we understand each other. I also understand sensationalizing. I learned over the years how she could bring, a light to certain things using drama. What she's doing now, I don't really know, but I'm sure she knows this thing about don't buy the expensive cosmetic, buy the cheap cosmetic, or don't you can have fake Chanel. I'm not sure where she's going. Maybe she's going to come out with remember I had the Sonja by Sonja Morgan collection under $200. Maybe she's going to come out with all these things that are going to go into a major, like Rihanna did. Maybe she's going to do something like that goes to all not Sephora, the masses. The masses have voted. They want cheaper.
Yeah, she wants to sell to the masses. I honestly think that Bethenny currently doesn't know what she's doing. I think she's all over the place. I really think that she's trying to find something that sticks. She's throwing spaghetti against the wall, and whatever sticks is what she's going to go with. And if she sees something really doing well on TikTok, she's going to try that. And if not, she's going to try this. And I think she needs to pick one thing.
My problem is she's trying to ruin reality TV for all of us.
That's not good.
No. Absolutely not.
Because what? People like reality TV still.
At the end, the whole thing went over like a lead balloon. Like nobody cared. Nobody cared. It's over.
Okay, what I do want to do in her defense in this case, because it's not against me.
That's fine.
She did come out with "Be Strong Again" for the relief, because I kept saying to myself inside. I said to myself inside, is she still doing that? Is she still going in and helping people? So that came out recently. So bravo to that. But I don't think she does anything. I think she needs to find something that sticks, but it is all over the place. And the weirdest thing I want to tell you is she gets likes. So if you look at my page, some of the crazy shit I do, nobody wants to own it with me, but they relate. So if you look at my stats, I'll have like 400 to 600 impressions, sometimes 10 million. Very rarely, but I'll get 4 to 10 million. But my monthly impressions are 6 million. And if you just Google my name with other people, because Richard Lewis, I used to date him, and when he passed away, I just wanted to Google him, and I saw, look how many, he gets more than me, obviously, but I'm like right up there. So I said, I think I have a lot of closet followers that don't want to admit batshit crazy. They relate to it. Because like you said, on it, we all have a little something in us.
We all have a little Sonja Morgan in us. I
we
agree
all
with
wish
that.
we had a little bit of us in Sonja Morgan. Now, Sonja Morgan, I think that after you and I have our rendezvous, I'm sure your name's going to go up even more. It's going to be in all the headlines. But until that time, you know, you have your Sonja In Your City tour going on. We have Huntington, New York, February 7th. We have Montclair, New Jersey, February 8th. Miami Improv on February 12th. Dana Beach Improv on February 13th. February 20th. Okay, I want you to put this in your calendar because that is Phoenix, Arizona. And that is where I will come and make 3 sweet pumps to you.
In the sun, in the desert, like I did in St. Bart's with the pirate, right there in the garden.
February 22nd, Somerville, Massachusetts. March 13th, Seattle, Washington. I mean, you're going everywhere. Everybody wants you. Everybody wants to be inside of you. Everyone wants to make sweet love to you. You know, Sonja?
And also inside her brain, because
yes,
it's a party in there. You know what I mean? Like, there is so much going on in there. Your brain works so fast. And there's so much of what you say is really clever and also funny. And it's really it's so entertaining. You don't even have to be talking about Housewives. You don't have to be singing or doing anything like that. It's just you being you. And isn't that a gift that you can just go on stage and be 100% yourself and people will actually pay you for it?
Yeah, I'm happy that I can do improv. I remember Andy Cohen said he likes me in this top 3 because some comedians are scripted. They're not funny in real life. So you can always count on a zinger. But what I enjoy about this tour is the people who come. Like, I can make them laugh and forget their problems for 5 seconds because they're like, oh my God, if Sonja can handle that. It's all relative, obviously. I haven't lost my house in a fire, but, you know, this is a tragic thing. Or a plane crash in my family, but it's all relative. I saw one of these major neurologists say that 67 people have post-traumatic stress, and it's relative, whether your mother was a bitch or you were sexually assaulted or you had an alcoholic father or no one gave you any attention. So people that come to the audience, they want to laugh. Comedy is big right now, and especially if it comes from your heart, which I feel I do. I don't hold back. I tell what I'm feeling. And we talk about dicks and assholes and sex and raising kids and being nurses and how hard. Like, we talk about real life shit, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
What's the craziest question you've ever gotten from an audience member?
Well, I will say something that's really floored me recently that got over 4 million hits. It's a gay couple, or no, 2 brothers asked me to tell their father they were putting him in a nursing home.
Oh my God.
I did it. I started out like, you like wine, you like comedy, you know, you like gardening. And I really need to tell you something, like, so like this, you're going to a nursing home. How great is that? I said, nobody can afford these things anymore. And your sons, thank you to them for doing this for you. And you're going to be my neighbor. We're going to hang out in Florida with all the other retirees, you know, like that. And they were just so happy. And people said, I need her to send all the bad news to everyone.
Yes. It's because
the hardest thing is when people stand up and say, you know, my mom's here. She probably has a couple of more weeks. She's, you know, 5th stage, whatever. Or I'll have someone say, this is my daughter. She's in Make-A-Wish. You know, I have a girl that's flying to Philly. I met her in Minnesota. She's in a wheelchair her whole life. She's a college student. And the chair always gets damaged on the flight. It's like a $400 chair. And, you know, she can't get up on the plane to go to the bathroom. It's not happening. So it's like, I said to her, you should try the diapers. That's what I do. That's what surgeons do. It's not to be embarrassing. So she's coming to Philly for her 21st birthday. And, you know, these are the things that make me feel so good that I can help someone. If it's their last week and they're 12 years old and that's their wish, I'm there, you know?
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, you're so much, I feel like so often when we think of Sonja Morgan, you know, we think of like balls deep, but you're also very deep in your giving, in your feelings, in your emotions. And it's nice to see that side of you. I don't feel like we got to see so much of that on RHONY.
No. They portrayed her very one-dimensional, and she's not.
Not
she's
at all.
Super dynamic. Yeah.
Well, I remember Andy saying, you have to do the blog, darling. You know, and I said, I can't. I said, I lived it. And if I watch it, I can't handle it. I said, look at how many people in the franchise either killed themselves or went to drugs or just went off the wall crazy, right? We did have Scary Island, right?
Yes.
So
No, God,
he
yeah.
said, fair enough. He understood that he couldn't do it. And then eventually they stopped doing the blogs from all the
Thank
hate.
God. I hated the blogs. Oh my God, I hated it.
Didn't you?
As a
Terrible.
reader of the blogs, I loved the blogs.
Yeah, but as a writer, right, Anna, you have to relive everything. You just want to leave
Yeah.
it in the past. And then, of course, you get on an airplane and there it is playing and you see people going. And they don't get the next episode, which is, that's the resolution. They don't
Right.
get
Right.
that. They leave
Right.
you on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It's
That's
hard,
terrible.
right? Yeah.
Sonja, this has been the best time ever. I feel like, honestly, I feel like I'm a Make-A-Wish kid and my wish has just been granted. So we can find you on Cameo, number one. Do you show your tits on Cameo ever or no?
No, but it's happened inadvertently. I
Okay.
might be wearing something that kind of goes on. And I go, oh, sorry.
A nip slip. A nip slip.
It's a
Okay.
nip slip. What's the big deal? I ran around the south of France most of my life,
Yeah.
topless and backstage at fashion shows.
You
being
have great
dressed.
boobs. Look, you have great
Insanely
boobs.
great boobs.
I
You
like my
really
boobs.
do.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with it. And I do the snatch move, but I have
Yes.
panties on. I never wore panties for years, so I've grown up. I start to wear panties. I wanted to ask Anna, I'm going to be in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, so you need to come, bring all your friends, tell your friends.
I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna post it on my social media, and we're gonna put it on Hurrdat, and when we show this episode as well, so people know, because you have a lot of dates all over the place.
Congratulations on it being, with Ash on Hurrdat, because that's the brand to do a podcast
Right
with.
now, I'm telling you, there's so much great talent on here, and we're having so much fun. We feel very supported by the media company. It's great.
And the more of you that are together, you're just supporting each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's great. You start to share audiences. I think that's wonderful.
Mhm.
And I'm so
Definitely.
happy to see you, my girl from Florida. I'm from Florida now, but I'm always in New York. I'm going to
Yeah.
get another place in New York, but I am homesteaded now. I spend more than 6 months in Florida now.
That's great. That's great. You have, yeah. And like that, you don't have to pay New York taxes.
No, I pay Florida. No, I play in federal, and that's it. But I'm not in New York 5 months out of the year anymore, so I don't have to worry about the 6 months rule. All I do is
Right, exactly.
PBI,
Yeah.
sometimes Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale. Right now, I'm in Virginia on the farm. I'll show you. Look,
Oh, beautiful.
heaven, and 3 horses and dog on the bed. Did you see the dog? Okay, hold on. This is Freya.
You have a cat too.
Oh, just passed
Aw.
out.
So cute.
So it's heaven
And-
here, and I had my show in DC, and then I come here. I was here most of COVID, and my house was rented out in the city, and I would stay here with my sister. So I love it.
That's great. That's great.
So we can find you on Cameo. We can find you on OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans, but not sex work. But
Okay.
I do show like some blurred out scenes from the show, some freeze frames of that. You can see my tits, a lot of bathtub stuff, a lot of bikini things. I get a lot of tips. One woman from Texas, there were a lot of lesbians in San Antonio when I did my show there, by the way. Beautiful women, smart, successful. Anyhow, I got a $100 tip from a woman from Texas, and all I was wearing was a muumuu at a hotel in Texas doing my show. Hey, charity begins at home, right?
That's
So-
right.
Yeah.
So if she liked my little muumuu in the swimsuit, being in Texas where she's from, great. I appreciate that. It helps me. Like my daughter was on one of these podcasts, which is why I don't do it. I told Jeff Lewis, I don't want to be fucking canceled. I'm not doing your podcast. I'll do it with Anna, who's a girlfriend. I'll do it with someone I know. So, my daughter accepted one of these. She's in finance, as I told you, but this one seemed like it was going to be good for the brand, and she gets paid for appearances. So anyhow, he says, "Oh, well, how do you feel when you're, so embarrassed when your mom says something embarrassed or whatever?" And she just was like speechless for a second, and then I think I said this earlier. She said, "First of all, my mom is a pop culture icon, even though I don't know what that is. I don't know any of the other ones." And then she said, everything my mother does for me. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. Uh,
Everything my mother
everything
does
my
is for me.
mother does is
Is
for me.
is for me.
You
Yeah.
do not see me posting ladies' lunches, shopping, spending
No.
money.
Nope.
I don't do that. Everything I do is for my daughter. So thank you guys. Thank you for helping me promote Miami, my new area. I've already sold 70 in both cities meet and greets on 100.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great.
I
That's a lot.
honestly, I feel like if you're going to go see Sonja Morgan, you have to do the meet and greet because that's the best part. And, you
course.
get to actually touch the most beautiful specimen in the world. You get to be up
You're such
close
a
and
kiss-ass.
personal. I'm
You
not a
get a-
kiss ass. I'm
you are.
I'm madly in love with Sonja Morgan.
Honestly, when I told him that you were going to be on, he almost cried. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not
That's
kidding.
my
He
crowd.
really-
That's my crowd.
You're the
Feeling
best.
people. I mean,
Yeah.
I used to sign people's boobs. Now they bend over, pull their jeans down. I'm signing their ass. The security guards are like, 'cause you see everything.
Yeah.
And then, I used to sign their phones before that. It's just gotten out of control. And, I make out with people at the meet and greet. It's like, whatever we're feeling.
All right. I'll
Yeah.
be at the meet and greet. No problem. We'll be making
I'm
out.
telling you, in the world we're living now that everything is bad news, it feels like the whole world is on fire. This is a nice reprieve from all that, where you can go somewhere, have fun, no rules, and just kind of forget about life for a while,
Forget
it's-
about
I
being
think it's
proper.
great.
Always PC from my heart. Even if I say something stupid, people know I'm coming from a good place. But always PC if you can, if you're educated enough and tolerant enough to know. Some people just don't know. But you just get to be yourself in a very trusting. There's no
How fun
videos
is
allowed.
that?
No videos. But
And
people that
and
jump on
nobody's
stage get
editing
kicked
you.
out. What'd you say, Anna?
Nobody's editing you, which is the best thing in the world.
I think I should, when I do my book, it might be Sonja Morgan Unscripted.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to do
I
the
like
book
that.
until everybody's passed away that might have to live it. Because I know how it feels is to live it, to watch it
I
afterwards.
mean,
I don't like
listen,
it.
your story is really, really interesting because you married into a family and you actually married into the family, because what happens with these big families is they're not marriages, they're mergers,
Oh my God,
and-
yes.
Yeah. And you actually married a Morgan, and you that is part of your story, and that's fascinating. And
And
then
we loved each other
everything
dearly.
else, all the
loved
time
each
you
other
reinvented
dearly.
yourself. Yeah.
It's crazy. And nobody knows because on the show, there was that whole thing. Oh, you cheated. You went to Sancho. Nothing to do with that. It's chronologically all off base. I would never out the family, what really went down. All people need to know is my husband and I loved each other, and then the bottom fell out. He had no choice. I had no choice. And my daughter was caught in the middle of that, and I made the right choices. I know that now because she graduated. I know doing the show was the right choice because the reality TV gods were with me. Bravo gave me that chance. And the girls, at the end of the day, besides all the fights, those girls are there for me. You know how it is, Anna. You've been through war together. It's like a military bond, right?
Yeah. You're part of the same, you're veterans of the same war.
Exactly. So you're not hating each other off the show. You're taking a reprieve from that.
Right.
And it's real. Those are real emotions that you have to show your audience. But when you're not on the show, you're like, let's move forward. We did this together. We survived it together, and we need to help each other.
Yeah. I agree.
Sonja.
Although I still think some people from my show.
Over time, the sands of time. It all comes out in the wash.
Thank you so much for joining us today in Reality Court. Guys, go and get your tickets. Go to SonjaMorganOfficial.com. Sonja In Your Tour. Sonja In Your City tour is going to be fucking everywhere. Get the meet and greets before they're sold out.
Yeah.
She'll make out with you.
Your ass.
She'll make out with you. She'll sign your ass. You could probably lick her pussy. I don't even know. It's all open to.
That's an add-on.
Okay, yes, I'll be doing that add-on. I'll do the add-on for that. But Sonja, thank you so much, not just for this interview, but for being really changing the face of Housewives by being the only housewife who really was able to just put it all out there. You never hid from anything. You always were honest and truthful. You were able to laugh at yourself. You were never censored. And that's why we love you so incredibly much. And we can't wait until you're back on our TVs again, because it's going to happen. This RHONY legacy needs to happen. I'll fund it myself if need be.
Manifest that. Light your abundance candle, please. Make it happen. Comedy.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it will. I definitely think it will. You belong on TV.
You know, we could still have our differences, but we make it funny. You know, remember like the Golden Girls, or, you know, like Oscar and Felix, or Shirley.
Girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need all of it.
You would be Blanche. She would be Blanche.
She would absolutely be Blanche.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
I mean,
so much. This was so much fun.
My cup runneth over. I mean, you guys have such a great show. I will suggest to anyone I know to accept. And if you check it out, I don't do podcasts. I really don't. I don't do them because I know you don't.
I know you don't. But I thought it would be great. I thought it would be great for you to promote the show. And Ace loves you so much. I normally talk a lot more, but I just see how much he's been enjoying this. And he was in heaven, and my little Make-A-Wish co-host.
I've masturbated 3 times since we've been on here.
And I'm out of touch every episode, but I love him anyway.
And Anna, I really respect you and your career and what you're doing and what you've done. Thank you so much.